The next big thing in the Ford Mustang world is the Shelby GT500. It'll pack more than 700 horsepower to go like stink in a straight line and allegedly get around a road course well. With something that serious on the horizon, it's understandable if the top Mustang model presently in showrooms, the Shelby GT350, is overshadowed in the minds of enthusiasts. Thankfully, Ford hasn't forgotten about it and has made it an even better track star for 2019. On the outside, there's nothing too drastically different about the GT350, which is fine because it's already a mean-looking thing. The wheels are new, as are the grille closeouts that cut front and lift, and rear spoiler up and down force. Both good things for romping around a track. The aero upgrades are the result of wind tunnel lessons Ford learned from developing the Mustang road race cars and GT500. The slick Ford Performance Blue paint job on this car is also new for 2019. Changes in the cabin are limited to the machined aluminum dash trim and suede door panel inserts that join the standard Recaro seats, which are both comfy and tightly hold people in place. The rest is the same old Mustang, with good but not great build quality, a tight back seat best used for small kids, and a respectable 13.5 cubic feet trunk. As for the tech in here, it's the tried and true Sync 3 system for infotainment with a great 8-inch touchscreen, 9-speaker audio system, Wi-Fi hotspot, and both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard. A 12-speaker B&O audio setup and navigation are options. For safety, you get a standard rear view camera, while blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert are available, and that's it. If you're bumming about the lack of tech features, then the GT350 probably isn't the Mustang for you. But if you're looking for a driver's car, then it probably is. And the 2019 updates like the grippier Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires in place of the Super Sports, reworked springs, a thicker rear anti-roll bar, and recalibrated adaptive dampener tuning sharpen it and make it easier to drive in a spirited fashion. With all the stick available in the Shelby, it's impossible to not have a smile when you're tossing around on road. Activate sport mode and it immediately turns in, steering is communicative, and body roll is controlled when hustling through bends and corners. The reflexes are impressive, especially considering that it's not exactly light, weighing nearly 3,800 pounds. The 5.2-liter flat-plane V8 remains its brilliant self, making 526 horsepower and 429 pound-feet of torque, working with a slick-shifting 6-speed manual transmission. There's linear power delivery all the way up to the 8,250 RPM redline, right now throttle response, and the noises it makes is just fantastic. When you're not hoofing it, putting it in normal mode makes it a fine daily driver. There's reasonable give from the dampeners, lighter steering, and a calmer tone from the active exhaust system. Yes, you're still going to feel impacts from the bigger bumps, but even driving around on these wrecked Metro Detroit roads, it's far from jarring, believe it or not. That doesn't mean it's not without issues for normal driving. One, the big, aggressive 19-inch Michelin tires are prone to tramlining on rutted roads. And two, EPA estimated fuel economy figures have it returning 14 miles per gallon in the city and 21 miles per gallon on the highway, which are numbers low enough that the Shelby is slapped with a $1,300 gas guzzler tax. So when you're driving through rush hour traffic, you're gonna notice the fuel needle drop. Personally, those are trade-offs I'm willing to live with to have such a capable and involving performance car, especially after sampling it on the M1 Concourse track in Pontiac, Michigan. Around the tight and challenging 1.5-mile course, it does everything asked of it. The balanced chassis makes quick work of side-to-side weight transfers, stays firmly planted through turns, and makes hitting turn-in, apex, and track-out points easy enough. Even through the track's ridiculously tight hairpin, the Shelby impresses. A touch of understeer shows up, but is correctable by dialing in more throttle to get the rear end to rotate. Down the half-mile straightaway, the naturally aspirated V8 gets the GT350 to 116 miles per hour before having to jump hard on the brakes for the right-hand sweeper at the end. The 6-piston front and 4-piston rear Brembo calipers confidently get it slowed. In the brake zones, the well-spaced pedals allow for smooth heel and toe shifting that, together with instant throttle response, make downshifting for turns a cinch. But the most impressive thing about the GT350 is how forgiving it is at the limit. It's an approachable car, yet still sufficiently raw. People with moderate track experience will like it because they'll look like they really know what they're doing. And full-fledged track rats will like it too because it's a blast and rewarding to drive hard. The 2019 Ford Mustang Shelby GT350 is in dealers now, running a base price of $59,140. That puts it in an interesting spot, being slightly more affordable than the 650 horsepower Chevy Camaro Z01, which starts at $62,000. But tack on the optional $7,500 1LE track performance package, and the Camaro gets much more expensive. In that, you'll get a lot more power, but have to pay to make it more track-worthy. Put it next to a $69,000 BMW M4, and the Shelby looks like a really good value for a coupe that feels special on a track. So if it's the best handling Mustang you're looking for, the GT350 is definitely the one you want, at least for now.